Hey guys, it's Moban Kiki, aka the Guys in Creative. You can also call me Joshua Myers, I don't gotta be too formal. um, Today I want to show y'all another ink with me, and this one is one that I had did during Inktober for day 5. Day 5 was binoculars back in 2024, and I really enjoyed the inking process with this one. I was using the Copic brush pen, and when I say that thing is so good, like when I originally got it, I didn't like it that much, but as I adjusted to it and like slowed down as I was using it, I started liking it even more. Cause it's like with that brush pen, I can't ink as fast as I would want to with like my refillable Pentel brush pen. But with my Copic one, like I feel like it kind of forces me to be present with what I'm doing and like be careful about what I'm doing in a way without being too timid about it. You know what I mean? But I enjoyed the whole inking process for this. Like it makes sense for you to go really slow when you want like a really thick line. But even when you want the thinner lines, because with this brush pen, it's all about the pen pressure and how much pressure you're adding to the paper. It's like that for every brush pen, but for this one, I feel like it's extra sensitive because it's easy for you to go a little too fast and it starts getting a little streaky. Yeah. So that's the part you gotta watch out with when you're inking this. I have the reference that I used um, on the side of the video, and it's of this girl using binoculars that I had found on Pinterest. Thankfully, I was able to find it because any other time I'm either not able to find the reference or I'm not going to take the time to find it because it takes a while. I have a lot of saved images in my Pinterest board, y'all. It's actually crazy. But yeah, um, today, wanted to show y'all that, and I also want to just talk to y'all about how the last few days have been going. I had work. Last Thursday, I had worked at the other location of my job. I'm not gonna tell y'all where, but when I tell you that was the craziest shift I've had. So the first off, I've worked at this location one other time. There's 3 locations to my job right now. I work at the original. The third location, I've only worked at the first and the third location. I've never worked at the second one, but the second and third are bigger than the rest. And like for the third one, I get there at 7:30 a.m. I normally don't get to my shifts till about 8, 9, sometimes 10. It depends on when I'm scheduled. But for this location, it's always 7:30. And I'm struggling just to get up at 7. So when I tell you I was a little annoyed about that. Then it doesn't help that when I got there was only one of the cooks there. Like as soon when I got there, I had to knock on the door and hope that he heard me without like, well, not even the door, the glass, and hope that one, I'm not banging too hard. Two, that he hears me so he can come and open this door for me because I don't got no key. I'm not no manager. Then while we're doing that, I he ends up hearing me. He lets me in. Then the other 2 servers get there that's helping me. One's a manager, the other one works at the second location. Then, like, both of them were, like, super cool, and we ended up figuring out that the heat wasn't working. Remind you, I live in Ohio. Our weather is not the best up here. It get real cold, and you never know whether it's gonna snow, rain, whatever the next day, like We our weather is not consistent. But I took one person's order, he sat down, and then he talked about, how cold it was, and then we realized how cold it was, had to keep our coats on during, like, the first hour and a half, 2 hours of the shift. Then they were telling us like the manager, she had to call the other managers because she's just the front of house manager um, for the servers. She had to call one of the other managers, and he ended up getting someone to come to the job. But at first, we thought no one was going to be able to come until like 5 o'clock. Our shifts end at 3:30, so like that means the whole shift we'd have to be in the cold. And we're like, what? No way. Then we're like, okay, we don't think it's right for people to have to sit in the cold, and we low-key trying to leave. We're not trying to stay this whole shift. We trying to go home. Let's be honest here. Then we ended up having someone come there just a little earlier. I think it was around 9 something, 10, somewhere around there. They go into the roof and look. Suddenly it starts working. But they come downstairs and tell us that nothing seemed off. Like they didn't even have to switch nothing. So I'm like, what was wrong with the air? What was wrong with the air? So just had my coat on until it started finally heating up in there. Then hours later, well, before I get to that, um, the shift was just really boring during that, like afterwards, before we got like towards the end. And it was cool meeting the other servers though, because the one that is front of house lead, she was telling me about her time traveling in Egypt. And I've always wanted to go to Egypt because I would love to see the pyramids. If any of y'all are in Egypt watching this, please let me know in the comments below, because please let me know how the pyramids are. If you've ever seen the pyramids, let me know how the pyramids are, because I want to see them so bad. I want to see them so bad. Like, that's one of the like, if I had a top 5 list of things to see, that's top 5. That might be number 1 actually. Yeah, that's number 1. Like she got to ride camels and everything. She's telling me about their culture. I love it. And then towards the end of my shift, there's this lady who comes in, right? I'm told that she might not be all the way there, if you get what I'm putting down. And she's waiting for somebody, because at first she's just sitting there. She's waiting for her dad. Her dad is, he's an older guy. Like he looks like he's probably in his 70s, probably 70, maybe older, maybe. And matter of fact, yeah, I would say a little older. Just, yeah. And she comes up, orders, as her dad finally gets there, and then like she's trying to order, then they just start arguing, bro. Then she asks me, what's the number to the police? I look over at the phone, then not thinking about the fact that we have a fake rotary phone right by the actual phone. She grabs the fake rotary phone, and I swear to you, it's like a movie. She grabbed it up, yanked it. I see the line go up in slow motion, and she's over here like just on him, like she's mad and like just visibly upset. Then he ends up walking off on her. She get mad about it and is like, you really just gonna walk off on me? I don't blame him. He walked straight out the restaurant, right into his car. She followed him. Then she was sitting in the back seat. I was trying not to make it too obvious that I was looking, because I'm like, I'm not going to be too nosy, but I'm going to be nosy. I want to know what's going on, because no way y'all just caused a scene inside of here. Then we ended up going to, sorry, me and the front of house lead, we ended up seeing the woman's hands going up, and her head looked like it was probably going back and forth. And then the lead told me that she saw that the dad was covering his head. So I'm like, that don't sound good. Okay. She comes back in without her wig on, asking to call the police again. Bro, the front house lead, she ended up trying to, de-escalate the situation because, she's manager. She has to make sure everything's cool. She asking why we gotta call the police, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not gonna get into all the details, but just know it didn't sound right. It did not. It did not sound right. And the police finally showed up. We didn't even call, so we think the dad showed. He probably called. He ends up. The police are talking to the dad, and then they finally come inside. She's standing in front of the counter this whole time. Remind you, I'm working as the cashier. I'm a server, but I'm working as the cashier. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go clean the bathroom. I'm gonna start doing the prep work. I'm gonna start doing the I'm gonna start doing the prep, the closing work at that, not the prep, the closing work. I get to doing the closing work, and I'm just listening to the conversation. Like I'm cleaning bathrooms with the door wide open because I'm like, yeah, I'm not about to miss out on this. I need to hear what's going on. And she's telling them everything, telling telling them the story, and also trying to say that she did not strike her dad and that she only took his hat. Like they kept asking that. And then they ended up getting him to buy her food and she had to leave. I mean, and he had to leave. We had to wait for her mom to come get her, which she claims that her mom has dementia. I'm not sure how true that is. Um, I am I'm not informed when it comes to dementia. So if you are, please in the comments below, let me know signs of dementia. Cause like if I'm not mistaken, you're not allowed to drive when you have dementia, right? Just just to make sure. But she gets there, she calms her down. Well, she finally gets there, calms her down. Cause like before that, she was there for 30 minutes. She was waiting in the restaurant for 30 minutes. The police had access if we were okay with that. Until her mom got there, and I looked at the manager because that's not for me to say. I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job. And she's like, yeah, we okay with that. So the lady's just sitting there waiting for her mom. And when I say she just looked out of it, like she was fed up. She was fed up. Just sitting there looking irritated but sad at the same time, sipping on her orange juice. Her mom finally gets there, and when her mom's there, she's trying to calm her down, but she also trying to get up too, cause she see that we closing. Then she start getting a little mad at her mom, basically telling her how she should be apologizing to her, and that she would like some empathy, even though she's been given a whole lot of empathy during the situation. And we also had to give her another drink because she claimed she didn't have her drink. At least she's claiming it to her mom. And we ready for them to get out because we trying to leave. We trying, bro. Our shifts end at 3:30. Typically we get out before 3:30. We get to close and say the restaurant is closed by 3. It is like 3:05, 3:10 by the time they leave. So yeah, she apologizes, then they finally leave. When I say I've never had a shift like that, I have never had a shift like that, y'all. And I've been in the serving industry for what's about to be 6 years now. I'm 22. I've been serving since I was 16 and a half. So yeah, like, but I mainly did catering, weddings and things of that nature. Like the only like crazy things I've seen is like, let's see, someone partying, like say like the bride and the groom, right? And the groom ends up in some shorts and still got his suit jacket on. That was funny because I think it was cargo shorts, if I remember correctly. I was, I don't even think I was 18 at the time. Yeah, I wasn't 18 at the time because I wasn't able to serve the alcohol. I was 17, I believe, I think. And then um, another time, I didn't witness it, but I did see the aftermath. Someone was drunk and then crashed into someone else's car. And then we was like, oh, what happened? Then we was trying to figure it all out. Like, and this was like outside the venue. So I don't even remember if that person was actually there or not. Like, or if he just came from somewhere else. I'm pretty sure he was from there though. Crazy stories of being a server, you know? And I don't know. It's an interesting shift. Something I'm gonna definitely remember. Because why did you come back in without your wig? And why? Like she ended up with her wig back on by the time the police came. And I don't know. It was just wild. It was a wild shift. I can't lie. But yeah, like I hope y'all are enjoying this video, and I'm hoping y'all are enjoying this picture so far. I chose to give her like a fishnet type of shirt, and I was going to make a Naruto reference to a specific character, but I can't think of her name right now. Chunin exams though. I think her name started with an A. She she was raised a little bit by Orochimaru. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Drop that in the comments below, please, because I can't think of her name for the life of me right now. And like she was real good looking in Naruto and in Shippuden. But by time Boruto started, I don't know. She must have she had to get lazy or something. I haven't kept up with Boruto because of how slow the start is. And I lost what episode I was on. I think it was within the 30s and 40s though. I think. Might skip a little bit more because I know the stuff going on now looks a lot better, and I've seen the time skip in the manga. Looks so good. It looks so good. And they're making it so easy to cosplay as the characters too. Like the drip is crazy. The drip is crazy. But yeah, this is my picture of the girl holding a binocular. She's looking at a city that's on top of an island from far away. And yeah. Yeah. Uh we got a minute left. I guess I could say I'm still waiting for some of these conventions to get to me. And I hope they get to me soon because I'd like to know if I got in or not and how much money I'm about to spend because these tables be like 400 something dollars, 300 something dollars. And I find that absurd, especially when like one, the ones I really want to go to are out of state. And I'm mainly getting ones that are in state, but I still have to consider ones that are like outside the city because then I'll have to get hotels and things of that nature. But yeah, I'm hoping that y'all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more content like this. I have a lot more ink with me and sketch with me's coming up. Peace out, y'all. Moban Kiki signing out.